welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris with a beard, and I got Brittany, my wife, with me, and a special guest today, my mother-in-law, Karen. And this is episode 3 of Beard and Beauty Eats. It's more of a freestyle today of what we're eating. Taking a break from fast food. Got some apple cider here, and Brittany here's got some juice, and then she made some buffalo wing dip. A little before lunch here, but so last episode we kind of just conversated about beard products and various other topics of the beard industry, as far as
an era.
And oh yeah, and wait, what'd you say?
The era.
Oh yeah, what era we wanted to go back to and possibly, relive, and so that was a pretty cool thing on a segment we had on last week's show. So I guess I'll ask you a question, since this is your first time on the show.
Okay.
How do you feel about beards or facial hair as a whole? Since Pops really never really had a beard, he had more of a
He
goatee.
just had a mustache,
Yeah.
which I think he looked better with his mustache than without his mustache. I think beards are very attractive if they're taken care of, if they are trimmed and kept cleanly. As far as, like, I've seen a lot of people with, like, food in their beards and food in their mustaches, and that's really gross. But beards overall, I think, depending on the facial feature in the person, can be very attractive, or they can be very ugly. I think that over the generations, beards have become more popular. And I like No Shave November because I like to look around and see all the gentlemen that do grow beards for that particular reason. I think that's a good thing to do. I like beards.
So yeah, the November is a special month. There's actually 2 different situations that happen in November. They one I just heard of. I think it was last year or possibly the year before. Obviously, No Shave November has always been a thing, but Movember, I think it's called. I could be wrong, but it's where they just grow mustaches for. I think it's men's mental health awareness, or it's some charity. I'll have to check, and I'll have that linked up there, just for clarification. But it's for a good cause that people, they grow a mustache. So it's so not only do you get a female perspective, but you get a mother's perspective on episode 3 here. So now that you hear your mother's take on facial hair, does it make you think about it any differently than no? It's still the same, the same views and outlook. So back, for when you were growing up, do you feel like, was beard oil and all the product stuff, was that a thing, or was it more of just wetting it?
I've never really heard of all these beard oils until you started showing me beard oils.
So it wasn't really a thing. It was just wet it, wash it and comb it and all that.
And my generation growing up, most men were clean shaven. They were, you know what I mean? I don't know as I would, but most of the people I remember growing up were all clean shaven. There wasn't many beards, there wasn't a lot of beards like there is nowadays.
Yeah.
People are more freer, people are more in depth with beards. And, But but there's a lot of really nice beards out there. There's like, it's that people take care of now.
Right.
Because there's more products out there, probably. I'm sure there's.
It's definitely going mainstream. I've noticed, like, there's so many different product companies out there, and pretty soon I think the FDA is gonna come down because some of these companies aren't regulating the scents that they're putting in it. Like, there's, with every, medicines and stuff like that, there's always like a regulation of, whether it's milligrams or what you're putting in that. Like, some of the stuff, I don't know who or what companies are doing it, but they could be using too much of that to where the FDA is going to have to regulate what you put in the oil and whatnot. So.
And there's a lot more from what I've seen, what you have had,
Yeah.
or you have. There's a lot more like really nice scents, soft, gentle scents. It's not like a stinky, woodsy scent. Like some of men's deodorants and their aftershaves and their colognes
very potent.
Are very potent, and like it's sometimes that's a turn off. That's you go into somewhere and someone has a overabundance of all that, and it's like it really it's not good.
Yeah. And
the same as women's perfumes.
Yeah. Speaking of women's perfume, at work, I know when elderly people come in, stuff they got way back then is so strong, like it completely illuminates our entire lobby, especially in the drive-thru. It's like, what's that smell? And it's, I don't know, like back then, when you grew up, like the way they made them, it was probably not FDA regulated with the scents.
I don't know. They were. I don't ever remember as growing up as like really some of the strong, powerful scents that there is now out there. I remember my mom using very soft, gentle. My dad, when he did have a beard, it always was well taken care of. It was always, you know what I mean, like. Smelled good, you know what I mean? Because
so, I mean, it's definitely mainstreaming now with all the companies and what you can do and the actual tools that are made. Like, I'm sure back before all the grooming tools were made, they would just use regular brushes and combs. With now they actually have stuff that's made for facial hair. You're going to see a change in the way they look probably now. Back then they were kind of more like burly and curly, like you said, the food all in them and stuff like that. Like my wife here, she wasn't very fond of facial hair when we first got together. Like, you were more of like the shade, because hair, like, for your skin, like, irritated, right? It would irritate, I'm going to dive in that a little bit. Maybe some women don't like beards because of that reason. But when was it exactly, like, we've been together for almost 8 years. So when would you say that changed? What year?
I'm even like highly sensitive to my own hair, but it's just learning to, I don't know how to put it, like adapt to it and kind of seeing the difference with like, the longest time I didn't really like it, but then when you started growing it, then it was like, well, I actually like you better looking this way.
Right.
So then learning to adapt to when you have it, just
right.
how I kiss you or stuff like that.
It was your sister who, obviously, when I first, took off the beard for the first, or no, it was the second time. She said, "If you ever shave again, I'm disowning you." That's what she said. Some people are accustomed, to have a beard, and some just, I just
Some
can't.
people look good with a beard, and some people don't look good with a beard.
Yeah, they're just, or they just can't grow it, and it's too.
It doesn't grow out full. It doesn't grow out thick. It's sporadic and it's different looking.
Excuse me. So I guess what I want to end with here is whether it's your insignificant other or someone who friend, family, or whatever the case may be, has started growing one, do you think, for the both of you, it becomes a better gifting, whether it's for birthdays, Christmas, or, anniversary, or whatever?
It gives you a new thing to look into and to test out. Different scents, different styles, you know what I mean? Different, like you said, there's a lot of new products for people with beards now.
Yep.
To help them stay clean, to help them stay, make the appearance
Take care of it.
good.
Yep. You agree with that, all that? And it's something out of the ordinary. Usually it's buy you a blanket, pair of socks, or gift cards, and it's like something new. And there's tons to choose from.
It's just find the right product that works for you, and it's hard to. I would say I would rather give money to a person than buying beard stuff, because you never know if it's something they like, or maybe there's a certain scent. Like, we'll use Hunter for example. He can't have certain scents.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to buy a scent for him if he had a beard. I wouldn't want to buy a scent for him that he can't use or is allergic to.
So money's the number one go-to when it possibly.
But at least it's something for you to buy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That you can
Use it any way that you feel
you
want to.
Whether you want to buy it from this company or buy it from this company or try this company out.
Yeah.
You know what you like, and you know the certain, like we were talking about this morning, there's certain ingredients you want in yours, and you want yours to be a certain
All natural
was it
ingredients.
viscosity that you were using?
Yeah,
Or
viscosity, it's the way the
certain, you want
oil
it to be a
comes out.
certain way, so you wouldn't want somebody to buy you something that you may not like.
Right.
Where you know what you like, and if you're getting money, then at least you're buying the product that you like and can use.
Yeah. Anything to add? That pretty much covers it, right?
I think it covers it.
All right. That's a wrap on episode 3. I'd like to thank the wife for always joining me, and then my mother-in-law here joining us as a special guest, and that's something to look forward to for episode 4. We might have another special edition or something that we add. So until next time, Chris with a beard, out.